Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we are starting with class 10 NCERT chapter 8 exercise 8.2. Let's start with question 1. We have to evaluate the following terms. In the first part, we are given sin 60 into cos 30 plus sin 30 into cos 60. We just directly need to put these values. So we know sin 60 is root 3 by 2. And similarly, cos 30 is also root 3 by 2. Now, sin 30 is 1 by 2 and cos 60 is also 1 by 2. Now here, firstly we need to know when a root of same value is multiplied with each other, it becomes the value itself. That is, say if root 2 is multiplied by root 2, it becomes 2. Root 4 is multiplied by root 4, it becomes 4. That is, when the same value of root are multiplied together, they become the value itself. But when different values are multiplied, like say root 2 into root 3, they get multiplied but remain in the root itself only. So this root 3 into root 3 becomes 3. Similarly, the denominator also gets multiplied. So they become 4. And 1 into 1 becomes 1 and 2 into 2 is 4. Taking the LCM, we get which is equals to 4 by 4 and gives us 1 as our answer. Now, the second part is 2 tan square 45 plus cos square 30 minus sin square 60. Now, we know tan 45 is 1. So, 2 into 1 whole square. Why? Because we are given as tan square 45. So, we need to square the value of tan 45. Plus cos square 30. We know cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So, root 3 by 2 whole square. Minus sin 60 square. Sin square 60. So, that would be root 3 by 2 whole square. So all the terms need to be squared because we are given with tan square, cos square and sin square. Now square of 1 is 1 only. So 2 into 1 plus, now we see that these both are same terms with opposite signs. So these both will get cancelled. So this would be 3 by 4 minus 3 by 4. So these will cancel and this is gonna be 2 plus 0. And it's gonna give us 2. Coming to the third part, putting the values of this, cos 45 is 1 by root 2. Secant 30 is 2 by root 3. And cosecant 2. Okay. Now, taking the LCM in the denominator, 2 plus 2 root 3 by root 3. Because here it's just 1. So, LCM would be root 3. And root 3 is going to get multiplied by 2. And here we already have that. So, it's going to be 2 into 1. So, it's going to be 2 plus 2 root 3. Now, we know a by b upon c by d is nothing but a by b into d by c. That is, the numerator gets multiplied with the reciprocal of denominator. So, applying the condition in our quotient, we get 1 by root 2 into root 3 upon 2 plus 2 root 3. Right? So, this becomes root 3 upon 2 root 2 plus 2 root 6. As we talked about in the first part, if the root values are different, they get multiplied but remain in the root only. But if the values are same, it becomes a value itself. So this is what we get. But we cannot leave the answer here because we cannot leave the denominator in root terms. We would have to rationalize it. Now, what does rationalizing mean? So rationalizing simply means that you need to multiply the numerator as well as denominator with a term that is given in denominator with its opposite sign, so that we can remove the roots. So let's see the above term, that is root 3 upon 2 root 2 plus 2 root 6 multiplied by 2 root 2 minus 2 root 6 upon 2 root 2 minus 2 root 6. So in the numerator, it just directly gets multiplied. So it is gonna be 2 root 6. How? Root 3 gets multiplied by root 2. Similarly, 2 into 3 into 6 is 18. So 2 root 18. Now in the denominator, we can see that this is something a plus b and this is a minus b. So I can write this as 2 root square minus 2 root 6 whole square. Using a plus b into a minus b, is equals to a square minus b square. So here we will get it as 2 root 6 minus 2 root 18. Square of 2 is 4. Square of root 2 is 2. How? That is, we need to multiply root 2 into root 2. And we have just discussed that when same values in the root are multiplied together, it becomes the value itself. So square of root 2 is 2 minus square of 2 is 4 and square of root 6 is 6. Taking the 2 common out in the numerator, we get 2 root 6 minus root 18 upon 4 2 is 8 and 4 into 6 is 24. This is what we have right now. 2 root 6 minus root 18 upon 8 minus 24. So 24 minus 8 is nothing but 16. So we can write this as 2 root 6 minus root 18 upon minus 16. Because term of minus 24 is greater. We can cancel the 16 with 2 and we get it as 8. Now, when we take this minus sign above, the signs will reverse. We'll get it as 18 minus root 6 upon 8. How can we write root 18? Root 18 is nothing but is equals to 3 into 6. And how we can write 6 as 3 into 3 into 2. Right? So we see that there is two values which are same. So that it becomes 3 root 2. That is, this becomes a value itself. And 2 remains in the root. So we get 3 root 2 minus root 6 upon 8. And that is our answer. Coming to fourth part, let's put the values first. So sin 30 is 1 by 2. Tan 45 is 1. Cosecant 60 is 2 by root 3. Again, secant 30 is 2 by root 3. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. And cot 45 is 1. Let's take LCM in both numerator and denominator. LCM is going to be 2 root 3. So 2 root 3. Here is just 2 here in the denominator. So we need to multiply it by root 3. So numerator also get multiplied by root 3. It's going to be root 3 plus 2 root 3. Because it does not have anything, so it's going to get multiplied by 2 root 3 minus 4. Similarly, in the denominator, we get 4 plus root 3 plus 2 root 3 upon 2 root 3. Now we know that a by b upon c by d is nothing but a by b into d by c. Right? So applying the same thing in ours, we get, firstly adding these, we will get 3 root 3 minus 4 upon 2 root 3 multiply by 2 root 3 upon 4 plus 3 root 3. So these gets cancelled and we get it as 3 root 3 minus 4 upon 3 root 3 plus 4. Now we cannot leave the answer in terms of root in the denominator. Let's rationalize it. Rationalizing above term. So we say 3 root 3 minus 4 upon 3 root 3 plus 4 multiply by 3 root 3 minus 4 into 3 root 3 minus 4. So the numerator becomes 3 root 3 minus 4 whole square and the denominator becomes 3 root 3 whole square minus 4 square, because a plus b into a minus b is equals to a square minus b square, which is the case in denominator, where a is 3 root 3 and b is 4. So a plus b into a minus b gives us a square minus b square, and a minus b into a minus b is equals to a minus b whole square, which is the case in numerator. So a minus b whole square is equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab. So applying this in our numerator, it becomes 3 root 3 whole square plus 4 square minus 2 into 3 root 3 into 4. In the denominator, let's square them out. Square of 3 is 9 and square of root 3 is 3 only. And square of 4 is 16. Okay, we'll get it as 3 into root 3 whole square. So it's going to be 9 into 3 square of 4 is 16 minus 2 into 4 is 8, right? Then we have is 8 into 3 root 3. So we can multiply 8 with 3 again. Let's do that in next step. So 9 into 3 is 27 minus 16. So 9 into 3 is 27 plus 16 minus 24 root 3. 27 minus 16 is 11. 27 plus 16 is 43. So 43 minus 24 root 3 upon 11 is our answer. Coming to fifth part, we have the square of all the terms. So we'll be putting the terms and then squaring them. So 5 into cos square 60. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 whole square plus 4 into secant square 30. Secant 30 is 2 root 3 and we need secant square. So square. Tan 45 is 1. So square of 1 upon sine square 30. So sine 30 is 1 by 2. So it's going to be 1 by 2 whole square. And cos 30 is root 3 by 2 whole square. Okay. Now 5 into 1 by 4 plus 4 into square of 2 is 4 and square of root 3 is going to be 3 only. Minus 1 upon 1 by 2 ka whole square is going to be 1 by 4 plus root 3 square is 3 by 4. Taking LCM in the denominator first, numerator becomes 5 by 4 plus 16 by 3 minus 1 and the denominator becomes 1 plus 3 by 4. Taking the LCM in the numerator, we get 5 into 3 plus 16 into 4 minus 12 by 12 upon 4 plus 4, which gets cancelled out and we get 1. So here it becomes 15 plus 64 minus 12 upon 12. 15 plus 64 is 79 minus 12 upon 12 comes out to be 67 by 12, which is our answer. In question number 2, we are given 4 choices out of which we have to select the appropriate one and justify our choice. So let's start with part 1. We just need to put the value of tan 30. So we know tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So 2 into 1 by root 3 upon 1 plus 1 by root 3 whole square. Because in the denominator we have tan square 30. So the numerator becomes 2 by root 3 upon, and in the denominator it becomes 1 plus 1 by 3. Taking the LCM in the denominator, we get 2 by root 3 upon 3 plus 1 by 3. That becomes 2 by root 3 upon 4 by 3. Now we know A by upon C by D is equals to A by B into D by C. 2 root 3 into 3 by 4. This gets cancelled, so we get 3 by 2 root 3. We cannot leave the denominator in root, so rationalizing it. So 3, 2 root 3 multiplied by 2 root 3 into 2 root 3. It becomes 6 root 3 upon 4 into 3, which is 6 root 3 upon 12. This becomes this. So answer comes out to be root 3 by 2. Now root 3 by 2 is not given in the options. So let's find an appropriate answer for it. We know that sine 60 and cos 30 is equals to root 3 by 2. So we see that sine 60 is option A and that is our answer. Coming to option B, we are given with 1 minus tan square 45 upon 1 plus tan square 45. We know tan 45 is 1. So putting its value 1 minus 1 whole square upon 1 plus 1 whole square. Why? Because we are given tan square 45. So we will square the value of tan 45. This becomes 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus 1, which is equals to 0 by 2, which gives us 0, and that is our answer. So hence D part is correct. In third part, we are asked that for what value of A, sine 2A will be equal to 2 sine A. So in these type of questions, what we need to do is check the options given to us by putting the values of them in the statement and check if it validates or not. So let's start with option A, that is 0. Say A is equals to 0 degree. So let's start with LHS first. We have is sine 2A. So that becomes sine 2 into 0 degree. That becomes sine 0, and which is equals to 0. Now for RHS we have 2 sine A. That becomes 2 into sine 0, and that is 2 into 0 and gives us 0, which is equals to LHS. Hence our answer is A. Now, coming to fourth part, it is kind of similar to what we did in the first part. So let's start by putting the value of tan 30 in the question, and tan 30 is nothing but 1 by root 3. So numerator becomes 2 into 1 by root 3, and in the denominator it would be 1 minus 1 by root 3 whole square. That becomes 2 by root 3 upon 1 minus 1 by 3. Taking LCM in the denominator, it becomes 2 by root 3 upon 3 minus 1 by 3. So this becomes 2 by root 3 upon 2 by 3. Now, we know B upon C by D is equals to A by B into D by C. So therefore, 2 by root 3 into 3 by 2. So this gets cancelled and we get it as 3 by root 3. Rationalizing it, we get 3 by root 3 into root 3 into root 3. This becomes 3 root 3 by 3. 3 gets cancelled, we get the answer as root 3. Out of all the options given below, we see that root 3 is equals to tan 60. So we can say C is the correct answer. Now, in question 3, we are given that tan A plus B is equals to root 3 and tan A minus B is equals to 1 by root 3. A plus B ranges in the value of 0 to 90 degrees, and angle A is greater than angle B, and we need to find angle A and angle B. So let's given tan A plus B is equals to root 3. We also know tan 60 is root 3. So let me write this root 3 in terms of tan, that is tan 60. Tan gets cancelled on both sides and we get A plus B is equals to 60 degree. First equation. Similarly, we are given that tan A minus B is equals to 1 by root 3. We also know that 1 by root 3, that is tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So I can write A minus B is equals to tan 30 degree. Tan gets cancelled on both sides and we get A minus B is equals to 30 degrees. Now adding 1 and 2, I get A plus B is equals to 60 degree and A minus B is equals to 30 degree. From here B gets cancelled, it becomes 2A is equals to 90 degree and A comes out to be 90 by 2, that is A comes out to be 45 degree. Now we can put the value of A either in equation 1 or 2 to find the value of B. So let's put the value of A in equation 1. We get 45 degree plus B is equals to 60 degree. So B is equals to 60 degree minus 45 degree. That implies B is equals to 15 degree. Coming to fourth and the last question of exercise, we are given with some statements and we have to state whether they are true or false and justify them. So starting with first part, we are given that if sine A plus B is equals to sine A plus sine B. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Say A is equals to 60 degree and B is equals to 30 degrees. So let's see LHS first. We get sine A plus B equals to sine 60 degree plus 30 degree, which is equals to sine 90 degree, which is equals to 1. Now let's solve for RHS. We have sine A plus sine B, that would be sine 60 plus sine 30 degree. So sine 60 is root 3 by 2 and sine 30 is 1 by 2. Taking the LCM, we get root 3 plus 1 by 2, which would be greater than 1. We can say that LHS is not equal to RHS. So the statement is false. Part says that the value of sine theta increases as theta increases. So let's see, compare the value of theta and sine theta. So theta is going to be 0, 30 degrees, 45, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. So sine 0 is 0, sine 30 is 1 by 2, sine 45 is 1 by root 2, sine 60 is root 3 by 2 and sine 90 is 1. We observe as the theta value increases from 0 to 90 degree, sine theta also increases from 0 to 1. So we can say that the value of sine theta increases as theta increases. So this statement is true. The third part says that the value of cos theta increases as theta increases. So let's observe that. Theta is 0, 30 degree, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. Cos 0 is 1, cos 30 is root 3 by 2, cos 45 is 1 by root 2, cos 60 is 1 by 2 and cos 90 is 0. So here we observe that as the value of theta increases from 0 degree to 90 degree, the value of cos theta rather than increasing decreases from 1 to 0. So we can say that this statement is false. Coming to fourth part, it says that sin theta is equals to cos theta for all values of theta. False. We know, say theta is equals to 0. So sin 0 is 0, whereas cos 0 is equals to 1. That implies sin 0 is not equals to cos 0. So therefore it's false. Next, fifth says cot A is not defined for A is equals to 0. Let's see that. We know cot A is equals to cos A by sin A, right? That is cos 0 by sin 0. Cos 0 is 1, whereas sin 0 is 0. So this becomes undefined. Cot A is not defined for A is equals to 0. That is, this is true. So that marks the end of exercise 8.2. Hope you liked it and understood it. For any doubts, you can always comment in the comment section. Thank you.